About 40 million people live in California, many of them living on the state's freeways and highways, commuting to and from work each day. Some driving anywhere from 100 to 500 miles a week. In Southern California, where nothing is in walking distance, you have to have a car to survive. So when you're on a fixed income and gas prices increase, it could affect your entire way of life. Beginning November 2017, the California commuter is getting hit with a new tax. Governor Jerry Brown and the California legislature just passed Senate Bill 1, which increases the gas tax and car registration fees. It's the largest gas tax increase in California history. So what does this mean for you? Well, every gallon of gas is going to cost about 12 cents more, diesel about 20 cents more, and your car registration fee is expected to increase anywhere from $25 to $175. Governor Jerry Brown's office refused to speak to PBS SoCal about the new tax, despite our repeated requests. In fact, their response in this email sent to me says, quote, "We don't feel the need to comment on this," end quote. Well, with all due respect, there are millions of Californians who want to know what's going on here. So we decided to interview Brian Kelly. Kelly is a Democrat and the Transportation Secretary for the state of California, which is a nonpartisan office.
It's time to reinvest in transportation infrastructure, and rather than do it by taking money away from education or health care, we're going to go back to a user-based system, which is a common system to fund transportation, the gas tax, diesel taxes, vehicle-related fees, and invest those dollars in improving California. About 2/3 of the dollars that come from SB 1 are going to be used to build bridges, replace old and out-of-date bridges with new structures that are up to today's standards. We're going to repave thousands of miles of our highway system so that they're in excellent condition. And we've made commitments over the next 10 years to get California's pavement not in the lower 10%, but in the higher percentages of conditions around the country. So I think for most Californians who live and breathe the transportation system every day, I think they realize it's time to reinvest. We haven't done it in 30 years.
How much money do you expect to generate from SB 1?
It'll generate about $5.4 billion per year. So over a 10-year horizon, it'd be just about $54 billion.
Don't bet on it, says California State Assemblyman Travis Allen. The Republican legislator from Orange County has just filed a ballot initiative to repeal Governor Brown's gas tax. He needs about 365,000 valid California signatures to stop the tax and have the people vote on it. We met Allen out here at one of the nation's busiest thoroughfares, Beach Boulevard, in his home city of Huntington Beach.
The problem with this is that Jerry Brown was elected in 2010 on a simple promise: no new taxes without voter approval. He rammed through the largest gas tax increase and car registration fee increase Californians have ever seen, and he did it without any voter approval whatsoever. And this is what has so many Californians outraged. What we have done is given the people the ability now to repeal Jerry Brown's tax. Jerry Brown and the arrogance of the California Democrats has essentially said the California people don't matter and what they want doesn't matter. But simply that is not true. This ballot initiative gives ordinary Californians finally a chance and a voice, the ability to say in their own words, you can't tax us without asking us first.
Could you folks have been more transparent and given more disclosure to the California taxpayers so they get a better understanding of where their money is going?
We had at least 17 public hearings on this matter. The governor put out his proposal publicly in August of 2015, and it had been sitting out there for nearly 2 years before we combined efforts with the legislative leadership and the chairman of the two committees to get around one proposal.
California has the second worst roads in the nation and the worst traffic in the nation. Clearly, our roads need help. The real issue is that California actually already has the money to fix our roads. California doesn't need to reach into our pockets to extract another gas tax. Over $1 billion since 2011 has been siphoned off of existing transportation funding and put into the general fund by Jerry Brown. Nobody believes that he's actually going to spend the money on the roads, and as it's written right now, less than 70% will actually be spent on our roads.
You want to repeal the gas tax, but you offer no alternative to invest in California's future, rebuild this state, and rebuild our communities. I just think it's sort of sad. what is his answer beyond repeal? He does not have one.
Maybe I can't change this as a California legislator, but I can change as a California citizen.